this is Cindy. I'm the tireless tangler, and you've arrived at day 63 of the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2020. I can't believe we've gotten this far. Thank you guys so much for being with me on this journey, on this adventure for sure. And our tangle today is going to be, oh gosh, there's no explanation of how you say this. So, VIGNE, vine, maybe that's what it's supposed to be. A funky way of saying vine. All right, that's all I've got for you. It is by Sue Jacobs, CZT, and it's an old one, but a good one. This, as so many things are, was inspired by something she saw on a decorative tray, and here we are. Let's step this out. I'm going to use a bijou tile in hopes that that won't take too long, because then I want to do this little miniature, let's call it a bookmark, even though that's really not a thing anymore, although we are reading books here, so I can use it for one of them, and that'll work. And I know some of you are after making some very cool bookmarks. I have seen them, so I know. All right, so we're going to go up and down, up the diagonal here, and we're going to make these flux shapes, but we're going to put them on the end of a stem. Let me show you. Like this, okay? And you should be able to do that all in one stroke, but it may take you some practice. So don't be afraid to try it in your sketch pad or on scratch paper. And now we're going to draw another one of them pointed the other direction, and we're going to follow this straight line up and go out from there, okay? I do better on this side. All right, same thing. Take that straight line up and put a little flux shape on the end, a little teardrop shape. And just continue until, whoa, that one's going to be a problem. Just continue until you have them up as long and as far as you want them, like this, okay? Now, we're going to add some little wavy lines, sort of like our heart bumps, but with 3. Don't get me started. Something like this, okay? Take your time. Now, here's why I said that wouldn't be good here. It's too close in to do this comfortably. This one will have to be small. But so you want, on your flux shapes, you want them to stick out just a little bit like this one does from your center line, so that you have enough room to make these. That is my first tip to you. So just go down each side, start at the center line, make some wavy bumps going down to your flux shape. All right? Just like that. Now, we're going to put in some hatch lines. So I'm going to bring them and curve them according to this line, this curve. Okay, there can be 2 or 3 or however many you want. But I'm not going to touch them. Then I'm going to sort of do a cross shape, but sort of a curved. Let's do it again, so I don't have to describe it with my mouth. A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Like this. You want them to stick out the top, but you're going to make a crosshatch lower down. And you could do the whichever order you want to do them in. This is a very Art Deco type of a thing. At least that's the impression I get from it. You guys may know more about art than I do, so feel free to share your knowledge. Okay. Now, for a finishing touch, we are going to add another teardrop shape at the top corner of each one of these. And this one we're going to black in. Okay? That should have a elongated tail, and I missed that opportunity, but we're going to do it that way. And then maybe put a dot or two. Just depends on how much you've got. Okay, let's do another one, in the hopes that I will execute it a little bit better. Yeah, that's a much easier angle for me. Black it in, a couple of dots. Do this side. Black it in, a couple of dots. Black it in, a couple of dots. I got that one a little too close to the edge. Okay, so this is our basic pattern, Vine, spelled V-I-G-N-E. I'm tempted to call it VIGNE, just because I can. Maybe I'll put a couple of extra dots up here, like this, just to dress it up a little bit. And I really like the way the dots sort of go down the hill, like these other little elements. Okay, so let's put this on my definitely not going to be a bookmark thing. Definitely not. So I'm going to change. Okay, so I'm using a 01 in sepia now. You can't really tell, but that's a brownish black. It's really hard to tell in this light. And I'm going to pair that with my 01 in brown and see what effect we can get. All right, so I'm going to start here. My little flux shape tucked on the branch there, or on the little stem. You'll notice I'm really trying to get my flux shapes to go out a little ways. Well, I went off on my own here. That's all right. We're still going to figure it out. Just going to have a little bit more wave in our line than I intended, but that's all right. That one is too short. But that is also okay. I have a couple of other things I want to try with this, but we'll see how this goes. And then I think on the sides, I'm going to do a one-sided version of this. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so something like this. I can either leave it blank, could put a word here. Let's not bother with that right now. for now, I'm going to leave it blank, and I'm going to switch to my 01 in brown. I swear I had it all right here. Here it is. And with the brown pen, then I'm going to do my little wavy shapes. So I'm going to start over here. Okay, that was my own creation over there, since I didn't have anything to bounce it off of. This is really quite simple and zenful. Even though the strokes don't repeat, other than to repeat the element itself, it's still quite relaxing. Now that's for me. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my crosshatch. Okay. Don't forget to give those a bit of a curve as you go. Now, what to do with my creation over here? That is the question. Just like that, I guess. Let's finish up over here. They don't have to be perfect. Just take your time. All right, so here's where I'm at. Now I'm going to use my brown pen, or will I? Now I sound like the kid. Or will I? I'm trying to decide what would be the more dramatic if I used brown for the little dots and that, or if I used my sepia. and I'm not sure. Well, let's try one in brown, see what the effect is like, and then we'll decide from there. And I can always go over it with sepia if that's what I need to do. I'm just going to put one right in here. Something like this. Okay, as opposed to, let's do another one. Well, they both certainly have merit. One is more dramatic than the other. What do you guys think? Drop me a comment. I'm not sure which way I'm going to turn on this. I'm sort of leaning towards the darker, but I do like the brown. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the sepia and hope for the best. See how it turns out. It'll be interesting if nothing else. And by that, of course, I mean interesting for me. I don't know about the rest of you. I'm just kidding. Okay. Except for that big brown one in the middle. It was fine. All right, let's do this side. Let's do brown over here. See where that gets us. It'll probably get us one or the other unhappy. At either be happy with the middle or unhappy, or happy with side. So there are my two versions of this, and I really like them both. I think on this tile, I am probably going to shade like this, and that is shade on the line here, where these lines are converging. That graphite shine I love so much. All right, let me blend this. So we're just making the inside of this very dark because I'm going to use a white charcoal pencil to highlight this next. And that's really going to give a wonderful contrast between darks and lights, I hope. I've never tried it before because I've never drawn this pattern before, but we're going to try it here in a second. See how it works. Okay, and my charcoal pencil. This is a white charcoal pencil from Generals. It is a US company. It's one of the best charcoal pencils I've ever tried, and I've tried quite a few. It's the only one I've tried that doesn't have that scritchy hard spots in it. Another thing we could have done, and still could, is to black these little flux shapes that I've got drawn in. And I think I will blend this a little bit this time so that I can get a sort of a smooth look from one item to the next. tan and gray tiles are so much fun to work on because of this quality. When you use your white charcoal. It's always nice to plan some of that. Well, not in typical Zentangle, but you know, when you know you're using a pattern that would benefit greatly from that type of treatment, then you know you've got a perfect one on hand for a colored tile. All right, that is pretty awesome, I think. Let's turn this in a way that you can see it without all that light. And I can also come in and, whoops, sorry, put a dot of jelly roll here and there if I want to. But I really like the way that this turned out. I think I don't know which one I like better. Drop me a comment and tell me version 1 or version 2. Version 1, version 2. Sepia blacked in or brown blacked in. Otherwise, they're the same. All right, guys. This is VIGNE. It is by Sue Jacobs, CZT, and I hope you are going to enjoy dressing some things up with this pretty little pattern. All right, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the 100 Days of Zentangle playlist right here. Over here is a video that I'm betting you have not watched, and right here, subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 64.